This video is going to review the practice slide for week 7 Pythagorean theorem. You should have already done your 3 lessons on Dreambox in the check-in form, and then for Learn you either took the notes or did the Desmos. For the practice slide, I'd like you to focus on the That Quiz link, or there's a quizzes game. Here's an example of one of the 10 problems that you'll see on the That Quiz link. We're going to use the same formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now, today, when you look across from the right angle, that's the letter C. So under the C, we're going to put 10 squared. Then we have x and 8. So we can either say a squared plus 8 squared, or you may have seen Ms. Hartman say x squared plus 8 squared equals 10 squared. These are both the same. So let's continue to solve. So x squared plus 64, because 8 times 8 is 64, equals 100, because 10 times 10 is 100. Then we use inverse operations to get the variable by itself. Since it's plus 64, we subtract 64 on both sides. So then we get x squared or a squared equals 36. Then the final step is to take the square root of 36 to get x by itself. So x equals 6. So up in here, this equals 6. Does that make sense? The legs are 8 and 6, and the longest side, the C, is 10. So we would put a 6 in for this example. Okay, let's look at that again. Now the triangle's shifted a little bit, but as I look at my triangle, across from the right angle is the letter C. So we're going to follow the same procedure. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then under the C is 15 squared. So x and 12, we're going to go x squared plus 12 squared. Now, bring down x squared. 12 times 12 is 144. And 15 times 15 is 225. Now we use inverse operations to get x squared by itself. Since it's plus 144, we're going to subtract 144 on both sides. So that brings us to 81. So x squared, that's gone, x squared equals 81. And then the final step is to take the square root of 81. So x equals 9. So right here is 9. Is that reasonable? 9, 12, and the longest side is 15. Yes, that's reasonable. So for this one, our answer is 9. Let's do one more together. Same formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And once again, across from the right angle is the letter C. So under the C, I'm going to substitute in 13. So under the A, we go x squared plus 5 squared. Okay, so x squared, 5 times 5 is 25. 13 times 13 is 169. Then we use inverse operations to isolate the variable. Since it's plus, the inverse is minus. So we subtract 25 from both sides. 169 minus 25 is 144. And then the final step is to take the square root of 144. So for this example, x is 12. Going back to the picture, does that make sense? 5, 12, and the longest side is 13. I would say yes, that makes sense. So that's a look at the practice. The same thing will be on the quizzes game, and you could choose one or the other. Tomorrow we'll show you the checkout and then we're done for the week. Oh, and there's also extra credit this week. Check that out. It's pretty fun.